Good afternoon and warm greetings to everyone present here. I welcome you all on behalf of the Cyber Law Department and the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University. Internet has become one of the integral part of our daily life. It has transformed the way we communicate, make friends, share updates, play games, and shop. They are impacting most aspects of our day-to-day life. Cyberspace connects us virtually with crores of online users across the globe. By increasing use of cyberspace, cybercrimes, especially against women and children, such as cyber stalking, cyberbullying, cyber harassment, child pornography, rape content, etc. A lot of things are increasing rapidly. To stay safe in the online world, it is important to follow some cyberspace practices which may help in making our online experiences productive. And the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, an account of the Hazarika Amrit Mahotsav, is empowering a more secure world by organizing the Cyber Awareness Program, Cyber Jaagrookta Diwas 2022, on the first Wednesday of every month. And today, we have all gathered here to get ourselves aware about uh, the cyber security. So, firstly, I would now like to invite the Registrar in charge of the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University and the head of the Department of the Cyber Law Department, Dr. RANJIT Abraham, to felicitate with the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sri Arani. It instills great privilege on me to talk few words, though it's not formally a welcome address which I want to tell now. So, as usual, every first Wednesday, we are following the protocol of the Government of India through the Government of Tamil Nadu that every institution should conduct some cyber awareness program. Unfortunately, many institutions are not doing that, but I'm very proud to say that Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University is very sincere in conducting one program every first Wednesday, which is for promoting cyber security, cyber law, and also, overall to know and to have awareness about the regulatory issues of cyber regulations and cyberspace. Many of us who are here would know that our university has a department called Department of Cyberspace Law and Justice. So we are specializing in cyberspace law and justice and also dealing with a lot of contemporary issues. I'm also proud to say that our university is going to release a journal, which is going to be an annual journal, and the first edition could be released within 1 month's time on the latest topics on cyberspace law and justice. So we are here every week, every month, we are bringing some expert to talk on cyberspace, and this time today we have our own faculty, Dr. VARALAKSHMI ma'am, who is a doctorate in cyber technologies, and she is teaching here in our university, a well-known teacher, a sincere teacher, who is teaching cyber computer technologies for a long time. And when I requested her, without any hesitation, immediately she agreed. So, on behalf of the Cyber Jaagrookta Diwas team and also the Department of Cyberspace Law and Justice, I welcome you, ma'am, and I also thank you for rendering your consent immediately. So, the audience here are all students who are, and some of the teachers are all very eager to know about the contemporary challenges in cyberspace and technology. We are facing a lot of problems in regard to the latest technologies, which is challenging our freedom, which is also committing a lot of crimes, and we are becoming victims. And so in this scenario, what should we do with regard to the technology? How should we deal with the technology? And at a later part, how law can also interface with the technology. These are all the contemporary issues which we are facing. So I'm sure you will have a good talk, and also please disseminate this. We are even going on YouTube, so the link will also be pasted in the chat box later on. So please disseminate the same to those who couldn't join, because today being a working day, everyone would be busy. So those who couldn't join also can later on watch. Thank you, and also thank you to the team. That is, we have Radhuka ma'am, Aishwarya ma'am, and also Haja Hassan sir. So all of them are really helping. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible for me to kind of make sure that this is conducted every Wednesday. Sri Arani is our student, and she's also very sincere in helping us in before the seminar, after the seminar, and also during the lecture. Also, she's helping us a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the warm introduction. Next on the agenda, we have our resource person with us today. We have Dr. R. VARALAKSHMI, who's serving as the Assistant Professor of Computer Applications in the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai. She received a doctorate degree from Anna University. Her research area includes cryptography, network security, cybersecurity, and allied areas. She has a vast experience in teaching and research. Her research findings have been published in various international national journals, conference with high impact factors. She has published books in her subject area. She has been recognized by many forums and awarded as Best Teacher Award, Faculty Award, and many more. She is constantly sharing her knowledge through a guest lecture, resource person, session chair, and a lot more to go. She is also a member of various professional bodies, and she is very innovative and dynamic in nature. We have such an eminent personality with us amongst today who is going to enlighten us with the words of wisdom on the topic significance of emerging technologies and tools for cybersecurity. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Harini, for your warm welcome. Thank you, Registrar sir. Special thanks to you. In spite of your busy schedule, today you have joined here for the session. Thank you, sir. Yeah, fine. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Fine. Thank you. So good day to everyone present here. First of all, I would like to render my sincere gratitude to all the good souls for supporting me as a backbone in all my endeavors. I would like to thank the pillar of our university, our Hon'ble Vice-Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. N.S. Santhosh Kumar, sir. A special thanks to our below Registrar, Dr. RANJIT Abraham, sir, who trusted me by giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you for joining in this moment, sir. I would like to thank our respected Dean of Faculty, Dr. V. Balaji, sir, our IQAC Coordinator, Madam, Dr. Reddivari Revathi, Madam, our COE, Dr. Srinivasan, sir, our directors and heads of all the department. The coordinator of this program is Aishwarya, ma'am, Ms.Radhuka, ma'am, our faculty colleagues of our university, technical support team, Dr. Ashok, sir, Dr. Joy, sir, Dr. Davin, sir, and last but not the least, my beloved BCLLB students and all other students of our university. Thank you, Harini, for hosting this program. So let me continue with the session. I'm grateful to be a part under cybersecurity awareness program, Cyber Jaagrookta Diwas. So myself, Dr. VARALAKSHMI, Assistant Professor, Department of Inter-Disciplinary Studies, Computer Applications, will now be delivering a session on significance of emerging technologies, tools for cybersecurity. Hope my PPT is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So what is cybersecurity? Today, whether it's small, medium or large, corporate or government organization, every organization depends on a computerized system for managing their everyday activities by making cybersecurity the main objective to protect data. Cybersecurity, also called as information technology security, is the application of technologies, controls and processes for protecting the devices, networks, data and programs from cyber attacks. So it is a protection of internet connected systems such as hardware, software and data from cyber threats. The practice is used by individuals and enterprises to protect against unauthorized access to data centers and other computerized systems. So
Ma'am, your audio is not. Audio only. No?
Bitcoin ransom was demanded for their return. So the next ransomware attack is NotPetya in June 2017. This ransomware targets Microsoft Windows-based system, infecting the master boot record to execute a payload that encrypts a hardware file system table and prevents Windows from booting. Excuse me. The slide is changed. Is it for all? It's not changing. Huh? What is the present slide? What is cybersecurity? Now it's changed. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. So we have been seeing what is WannaCry in May 2017, and we also seen what is NotPetya in June 2017. So these two are the ransomware attacks that targeted the Microsoft Windows-based system, infecting the master boot record. So for this, they have demanded the Bitcoin ransom. So today, numerous large and well-resourced companies are getting hacked, despite the best efforts from cybersecurity specialists on a daily basis. So every day, new threats are emerging. So this indicates the need of cybersecurity technology. So cybersecurity specialists now have to deal with threats from the cloud, mobile or wireless and wearable technology. So there comes the need of cybersecurity technology. There are many emerging technologies and tools for cybersecurity out of which I have picked up the top 5 emerging technologies that is there. So as you can see here, artificial intelligence, user behavior analytics, then embedded hardware authentication, blockchain technology, and zero trust. So these are the top 5 emerging technologies and tools for cybersecurity. So as I've already mentioned, I have picked the significance of the top 5 emerging technologies and tools for cybersecurity, as you can see here. So this also acts as a potential future research directions in cybersecurity. So here we have the top 5 listed out: artificial intelligence, machine learning or deep learning, user entity behavior analytics. Then comes the embedded hardware authentication, blockchain technology, zero trust. And since in our day-to-day activity, we use the social media platforms, right? So as an awareness, I thought of giving you some security and privacy features. So this is how I have designed the framework for today's session. So we'll move on to one by one. So now moving on to the first technology, artificial intelligence. It is a current market trend. So have you ever wondered how can it affect and improve cybersecurity? Of course, The method of such an application is quite similar to the working strategy of a two-factor authentication system. It works on the user's identity confirmation on the basis of multiple parameters. So such parameters are designed on the basis of their knowledge and possession. Adding to such layers of authentication and information, AI enters the scene. So next is machine learning. Here where the algorithms with the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed are there in machine learning. Then comes a deep learning. It encompasses a number of technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning. So deep learning, it is used for analyzing the data like real-time communications, logs, transactions, detecting unwarranted activities and threats. So what is the role of artificial intelligence for cybersecurity? Artificial intelligence for cybersecurity, we all know it is an emerging field with a lot of potential. The idea behind AI in cybersecurity is to use software with artificial intelligence capabilities to augment human expertise by quickly recognizing new types of malicious traffic or hacking attempts. It can be used to detect and respond to cyber attacks by learning from past attacks and identifying the new ones. So artificial intelligence has the potential to reduce false positives, which would allow more time spent on investigating actual threats. So moreover, it could also help companies better predict future security risks and proactively address them before they happen. So what is the role of deep learning in cybersecurity? So as you can see in this picture, from shallow to deep, that is from artificial features to future learning. So deep learning, it can learn how to remove unwanted data to detect an abnormal activity, and deep learning, it can also learn how to find the existing cyber attack and also finds the new type of malware. So below are the various AI applications in cybersecurity are the research areas where AI could be applied in cybersecurity. We'll go one by one. First one is secure user authentication. It's like a risk engine. It really monitors the number of factors in users login over time and eventually to understand the login patterns for each user profile. Now, when a user varies from that profile, on a given authentication attempt, the AI system assesses the variable factors and then determine the risk for the current login attempt. So that is what secure user authentication is all about. Coming to the next application, botnet detection. It's an extremely complex field. Botnet detection, it typically relies on recognizing the patterns and timings in network requests. Because botnets are typically controlled by a master script of commands, it's a large scale of botnet attack will typically involve many users performing the similar request on a website. So this could be a failed login, or it could be a brute force attack scanning for network vulnerabilities and other exploits. So coming to the next one, hacking incident forecasting. Using machine learning approach, this hacking incident forecasting, it is used for detecting or understanding the malicious traffic on a particular network or group of network. So next comes the network intrusion detection and prevention. So this system simply detects malicious traffic on a particular network or group of networks. So that is what network-based intrusion detection-based system is all about. So next comes spam filter application. We are all daily using this. We use our Gmail, right? So Gmail, it uses artificial intelligence to detect and block unwanted spam and fraudulent emails. We all know that. So Gmail's AI was trained by billions of active Gmail users like us. So whenever you click spam or not spam on an email, you're actually helping train the artificial intelligence recognize spam in the future. So thus AI has become so developed, it can detect even the sneakiest of spam mails that try to get undetected as regular mails. So that is what spam filter application. So then the last one is fraud detection. So we all use MasterCards, right? So MasterCard implements decision intelligence and AI-based fraud detection that uses algorithms based on predictable customer behavior. It assesses customers' typical spending habits, the vendor, the location of the purchase, and a variety of other sophisticated algorithms to assess whether a purchase is out of the ordinary. So these are the different AI applications in cybersecurity. Coming to the tools. Semantics targeted attack analysis, that is TA is a tool. Then Darktrace Antigena, IBM QRadar Advisor, Vectors Cognito, Sophos Intercept X. Those are doing research. You can also apply all these tools. Some of the tools are open source tools only, so you can directly apply that. So tools that are pushing the boundaries in AI and the machine learning to fight cybercrime. So we have gone through the first technology, artificial intelligence. Coming to the next one, user entity behavior analytics. So it is a process by which data is sorted and analyzed to construct behavioral cohorts. It can also be used for analysis of engagement, conversion, and retention, and it can be even used in time series analysis. With the rise of social media, information sharing has been democratized. So as a result, users are given opportunities to exhibit different behaviors such as sharing, posting, liking, commenting, and befriending conveniently on a daily basis. As you can see in this GIF image, you can see an analysis of a user is there. It's the behavior of the user is analyzed. The fighting behavior, the user who is falling down, so everything has been analyzed, right? So individual behavior is exhibited by a single user, whereas collective behavior is observed when a group of users behave together. So for instance, users using the same hashtag on Twitter, right, or migrating to another social media site are some of the examples of collective behavior. So user activities on social media, it generates behavioral data, which is massive, expansive, and indicative of user preferences, their interest, their opinion, and the relationship. So this behavioral data provides a new lens through which we can observe and analyze individual and collective behavior of users. So what is UBA in cybersecurity? In the field of cybersecurity, user behavior analytics analyzes the user behavior on networks and on computers. So analytics uses data on a user or entity's normal behavior to create profile of how they usually behave. In other words, it establishes a baseline for how they really behave. So it is fairly straightforward to define behavior analytics in cybersecurity as a process of identifying anomalous patterns of data transmission in a network by using software tools. A computerized analytics tool would be able to detect anomalies and alerts its users who would be able to take action against anomalous behavior of or attack. So an analysis of how customers behave on your mobile application or website is referred to as behavioral analytics. So in his view, the metrics such as unique visitors, number of pages viewed go beyond the basic metrics. So engaging the customers with product will increase retention, conversion, revenue, and other outcomes that matters. You would be aware that when you search for any product, you'll be getting some relevant products, advertisements, right? So this is what user behavior analytics is all about in it. Coming to the benefits. So what are benefits of user behavior analytics in cybersecurity? First comes detection of hijacked accounts. Attackers who steal valid user credentials behave differently than real users, right? So UEBA, it uses real-time detection to ascertain if something is out of normal and responds to the threat through various real-time responses such as blocking, modifying, or re-authenticate, or many other multi-factor authentication could be used. So this ensures that the real threats are getting addressed before they try to harm the system. Next comes reduce attack surface. UEBA sends insights to the users and the security teams through interactive analytics, which allows them to know about the loopholes or the weak points before an incident happens. So these insights help reduce the attack surface, which makes it difficult for the cyber attacker to breach the network. So next comes privilege abuse and misuse. In any organization, the privileged users have extensive access to the system, data, and applications, which is why they present a higher risk to the organization. UEBA's algorithm ensures that the access rights are used appropriately and given an overview of what kind of privileges individual users should have. Then, improved operational efficiency. So it takes a lot of efforts to identify threat manually through alerts. So UEBA can manually identify and validate threat without manual intervention through automation, security, and intelligence. So this level of automation allows security to focus on real threats rather than alert chasing. Last comes the data exfiltration detection. UEBA analytics, it helps to detect potential data exfiltration before it happens, thus allowing business time to prepare a strategic plan to prevent data theft. It can even help identify advanced persistent threats also. So UEBA, it has proved that it is an indispensable asset in the world of cybersecurity. So according to the experts, user and entity behavior analytics is a better model for attack detection and maintain that it is going to enable more accurate detection of cyber attackers threatening networks. So these are the different benefits of user behavior analytics technology in cybersecurity. So coming to the tools, Signet 360 Auto XDR, Rapid7 Insight IDR, Fortinet Insight, IBM QRadar User Behavior Analytics, Microsoft Defender for Identity. So these are the list of tools that we have for UEBA, wherein some of the tools are open source tools. So all these tools are given for research direction, so you can also use it for that. So coming to the next technology. So we have covered what is artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. We have gone through what is user behavior analytics. The third technology, what we are going to see is embedded hardware authentication. Embedded hardware authentication. You can see this picture itself. It is a chip-based authentication scheme. So hardware authentication, it is an approach to user authentication that relies on a dedicated physical device, such as token held by an authorized user in addition to a basic password to grant access to computer resources. The usual habit is we'll use the password. So based upon the password only, we'll be able to log in or access, right? But in addition to this, we are also given a token in case of embedded hardware. So the inadequacies of usernames and passwords are well known. So clearly a more secure form of authentication is needed, right? So one method is to bake authentication into a user's hardware. So Intel, it is moving in that direction with the authentication solution in its new 6th generation Core vPro processor. It can combine a variety of hardware enhanced factors at the same time to validate a user's identity. So Intel has built on previous efforts to dedicate a portion of the chipset for security function to make a device part of the authentication process. So good authentication requires 3 things from the user: what they know, such as password; who they are, such as username; what they have, such as token. So what they know, who they are, what they have. So in case of authenticate, the device becomes what you have. So coming to the USB security keys, this you are already aware of. So USB security keys, it is also called as security tokens. These are small devices that are plugged into the computer USB port for authentication. So what it does is it adds an extra layer of security. As a user, not only must know the system password, but also must be in possession of the security key. So next comes biometric authentication. So biometric authentic methods include retina, iris, fingerprint, finger vein scans, facial, voice recognition, hand, and even earlobe geometry also. So the latest phones are adding hardware support for biometrics such as Touch ID on the iPhone. Biometric factors may demand an explicit operation by the user, that is scanning a fingerprint, or they may be implicit also, that is analyzing the user's voice as they interact with the help desk. So all these are there in biometric authentication. So another type of hardware authentication, it involves a device that reads a user's fingerprint. So these devices generally consist of a pad connecting to a computer's USB port through a cable. So the user swipes his or her finger over the pad, which matches the user's fingerprint to an image stored within the system to grant the access. So authentication might be getting easier for users and harder for intruders, because standard text passwords are easy to crack. Researchers have been looking to biometrics such as fingerprints and even gestures to authenticate users. So then comes the optical recognition devices. These are similar to finger swipe devices in that they add a layer of security based on stored biometric data. So these devices basically are cameras that are connected to a computer and scan a user's retina. So the image then is matched to a stored retinal image for authentication. So you would have seen all these in Aadhaar card itself, right? So this is how they do that. So coming to the tools, so we have a list of non-exhaustive list of tools that can help in securing the embedded system. Bus Blaster, Hydrabus, FACT, that is the firmware analysis and comparison tool, routers exploit, Firmodine. So some of the tools are open source systems used for emulation and dynamic analysis of embedded firmware. So you can use any of the researchers those are doing. You can also see all these tools. So we have covered artificial intelligence, first technology, then the user entity authentication behavior. Then we have moved on to what is embedded hardware authentication. So the next technology, what we are going to cover is blockchain technology. So what is blockchain technology? Blockchain, it is an immutable distributed ledger that is used for recording transactions and tracking assets within a network of businesses. So it is immutable. It is a form of storing information that prevents anyone from changing, hacking, or cheating it. So intangible assets include intellectual property, patents, copyrights, and other brand assets. Tangible assets include houses, cars, cash, and even land. So this is blockchain technology. Transformation of blockchain with cybersecurity. So the need of the hour is to blend the concept of cybersecurity with blockchain. So as the world goes online and people relies on the internet for their routine process and habits, it is essential to maintain the security of online data. Blockchain, it's a notable buzzword of recent days and has taken charges to secure online data. Blockchain, it is a booming technology that boosts every business and industry verticals. So as the count of cyber criminal increases complex and are endlessly trying to steal valuable data like financial data, health records, intellectual property, and personal identifying information, once blockchain technology has been introduced, the focus is on the fulfillment of the information security property it provides. So focusing on data integrity, blockchain ledger is immutable. So these are the following applications that we have with blockchain technology. So easy verification of validity of software downloads or update, mitigating distributed denial of service attacks, biometric private keys, preventing hacks on automated system, more secure denial of service, securing edge devices, distribution of public key infrastructure and multi-signature login, provenance of computer hardware for prevention of foreign intrusion and data veracity. So blockchain technology can be used to prevent any type of data breaches, identity thefts, cyber attacks, or false transaction, ensuring data privacy and security. So blockchain technology, it's a breakthrough in cybersecurity as it can ensure the highest level of data confidentiality, availability, and security. So we look into the advantages of blockchain in cybersecurity. So as people move faster with online, it is very necessary to make a safer environment for all the personal information that we share on a medium, right? So most of the businesses still use a centralized medium for their data storage, which makes it easier for hacker to reach data for stealing. Since blockchain is based on decentralized storage medium, it can prevent business data theft and hacks. Coming to security in DNS, most of the DNS is centralized and hackers can break the connection between a domain name and the IP address and also make the website unavailable. So blockchain technology makes it difficult for the hackers as your data or information are stored immutable on a decentralized distributed ledger and immutable smart contracts are present to power connections. So coming to the next one, securing edge devices through identity authentication. Edge devices present especially vulnerable access points into core networks. One example is an employee who logins into the company server through their own unsecure phone. For a hacker, penetrating an entire network through a vulnerability, that is through an edge device, is like taking a candy from a baby. So ensuring that these devices as well as the core network itself are insulated with multi-step authentication process. And blockchain level decentralized threat mitigation protocol is the first step in patching some of the most obvious network entry points that hackers could exploit. So we know that the blockchain platform is conserved safe for data exchange and transactions. So it is faster and better. Going by this, if we merge both cybersecurity and blockchain, we can have some staggering inventions that are going to create a safe digital world. Coming to the tools, Solidity, Get, Mist, Remix, MetaMask, Truffle, Blockchain as a Service. So there are some open source tools that are available. So you can go through that. So we have gone through what is artificial intelligence, user entity behavior analytics. We have also seen what is embedded hardware authentication. We have gone through what is blockchain technology. So the next model is zero trust model. So as the name itself states, this model of cybersecurity is based on a consideration that the network is already compromised. Traditional network security, they followed the motto, trust but verify, assuming that the users within an organization network perimeter were not malicious threats. Zero trust, on the other hand, aligns itself with the motto, never trust, always verify. So a framework for approaching network security. Zero trust makes all users authenticate themselves before they get access to an organization data or application. That is, never trust, always verify. So zero trust does not assume that users inside the network are more trustworthy than anyone else. So this stricter scrutiny on all users can result in greater overall information security for the organization. Zero trust is a data-centric security architecture centered on the belief that organizations should not automatically trust anything inside or outside its perimeters and must verify everything trying to connect to its resources before granting access based on identity, device, and data or resource. So what does zero trust mean in cybersecurity? Zero trust is a strategic approach to cybersecurity that secures an organization by eliminating implicit trust and continuously validating every stage of a digital interaction. So the principle of zero trust is you have to verify, right? So verify explicitly, always authenticate and authorize based on all available data points, including user identity, location, device, health, data classification, and anomalies. Then least privilege. Minimize user access with just-in-time and just enough access. Risk-based adaptive policies and data protection, which protects the data and productivity. So in an organization, we have to decide to whom the highest level of access privilege has to be given. You cannot give access privilege for all the employees who are there in the organization, right? So that is what just-in-time and just enough access. Then assume breach. Minimize scope of breach damage. Verify all sessions are encrypted end-to-end. Use analytics to get visibility and drive threat detection. So cybersecurity professionals, they can use zero trust to deal more safely with remote workers and challenges like ransomware threats. So a zero trust framework may combine various tools, including multi-factor authentication, data encryption, and endpoint security. So look, coming on to the tools, traditional cybersecurity tools are not designed to provide zero trust capabilities. So when choosing tools for a zero-day strategies, you can consider network micro-segmentation tools, MFA, the multi-factor authentication, and single sign-in for secure access control. So you can also leverage tools that provide advanced threat protection capabilities. So as I've told you that we have covered the top 5 emerging technologies and tools in cybersecurity, that is starting from artificial intelligence, user entity behavior analytics, then the next one, embedded hardware authentication, blockchain technology, then zero trust model. So since, as I've already told you, since we are in our day-to-day activities, we use the social media platforms, right? So I'll be giving a video for setting the security and privacy features for various social media platforms. So please look into it. Please hold on a second.
And social networking service that allows registered users to connect with each user in the outside world. You can create a profile, find and add friends, post status messages, share photos, videos. Facebook allows users to stay in touch with their friends by chatting and sending personal messages using Facebook Messenger. You might be aware that Facebook store is a large amount of user data and attackers may access the following information on Facebook, such as name, email address, phone number, professional details, friends, interests, hobbies, personal photos and videos. Propagating a cyber attack. You can customize privacy and data visibility in Facebook to enhance security from any desirable activity. You can configure appropriate options on the settings page. You can enhance your online privacy on Facebook by customizing the settings profile. Profile settings, general settings, security settings, privacy settings, timeline and tagging settings, blocking settings, notification settings, and follower settings and app settings, ad settings. While application interface changes over time, the profile settings remain more or less the same. By default, Facebook sets a profile view status as public and allows everyone to view. You can change the profile view status setting to friends. General settings allow users to edit basic information such as username, email, language, and many more. Use can customize these settings to keep their identity safe. Facebook offers various security and login settings, allowing users to protect their accounts. Users must utilize these options to protect themselves from predators. Users can access these settings in the security and login page under settings. Using this page, one can change the login details such as password and login method. Privacy settings in Facebook allows users to customize the information made visible to friends or public, including posts, photos, and set filters for the users who can contact them. The privacy setting option is available under the settings. After clicking settings, you need to click the privacy tab on the left pane. Facebook's timeline contains all user posts and the posts they have been tagged in. It also contains information such as location, likes, dislikes, and much more. This makes the timeline an easy target for cyber attackers. Features like tagging provide attackers with a list of user friends, letting them to steal identities. It is important for users to change their timeline and tagging settings. You can use the various features under timeline and tagging settings. You can add things to my timeline. You can see things on my timeline. How can I manage tags, people, add in tagging suggestions? You can change these options to enhance your online activities. Facebook provides blocking settings that helps users to manage unwanted user messages, apps, invites, event invitations, and pages to open blocking settings. Open settings, click the blocking tab on the left pane. The various options such as restricted list, block users, and blocking settings. There are many options available. Block app invites, block event, block users, block messages, block app invites, block event invites, and block apps and the block pages. You can choose many options there. Notification settings allows users to configure which notification to receive on phone or email address to avoid spam. Users must always utilize these settings efficiently. Follower settings allow your friends to follow you. You can also let people who aren't your friends follow you so that they can see your post using the follow feature. This feature is useful for those who don't wish to have a long friends list. However, it can also inflict harm to the followed users, as anyone who follows you can see all your activities and posts. Therefore, the best practice is to let your friends only follow you. Users can log into third-party apps using their credentials, but doing this can lead to passing on information like a name, profile, picture, color photo, gender, and other sensitive information. Users can prevent passing of this information to the apps by changing app settings. There are various options available in app settings, such as apps, websites, and plugins option game. game and app notification apps, other users, and the old version of Facebook for mobile social networking sites. It generates their revenue through the advertisement they display on the sites in Facebook. In Facebook, the advertisements are displayed according to the user's interest, information, likes, and habits. Users can customize the visibility of social actions paired with advertisements. Twitter is an online social networking and microblogging sites used to send and receive messages called tweets. A short message is restricted to 140 characters and appear on the user's profile page. An attacker may obtain the following information about a Twitter: user's personal information, friends information, number of followers, photos uploaded, and people following by using the below features. You can stay safe on Twitter account. Set things carefully. Set up your account details on this page. Privacy allows users to control photo tagging, tweet. Privacy to eat location, direct messages, and many more. Safety settings allows users to hide sensitive content, remove blocked and metered accounts, and control tweet media. Password setting allows users to change the current password, will recover a lost password. Users can control when and how often Twitter sends emails to them by email notifications. User must disable automatic email notifications. Users can block accounts by blocking users. This allows users to keep away from suspicious users. LinkedIn is the world's largest social media site for professional networking. A LinkedIn profile usually summarizes the professional expertise and various accomplishments of a user, while the users build their professional network. It's important to be conscious of their individual privacy. One simple way to keep LinkedIn is data safe is keeping personal account information private by default. LinkedIn shares certain things that the user might want to keep private and vice versa. You might want to keep your profile activities private. You can do this by selecting the private mode, which will disable who's viewed your profile, and your viewer history will get raised. Choose whether you are visible or are all viewing in private mode. You can also restrict who can view your public updates apart from this. You can turn on the two-step verification for additional security. Instagram was launched in 2010 and is owned by Facebook. It's one of the most popular visual social media platform. It is used by millions of users for sharing real-time photos and short videos about food, travel, fashion, art, and so on. Instagram provides several unique editing filters along with video and photo editing features. The users can quickly apply a filter to give the photo a unique look. Instagram incorporates strict rules for banning inappropriate content, including and other types of offensive posts. Like most of the social networking sites, the users must be at least 13 years old to create an account on Instagram. Like other social media sites, Instagram can also pose a critical security threat to users.
Be cyber smart, be cyber safe. Thanks to Almighty. Thank you. Thank you, one and all those who have joined.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an informative session. So I think right now we're all living in a digital era. Like we use the technology not just to talk or communicate. We just use it for shopping, be it for interacting, be it for chatting, be it for taking pictures or learning something. Right now, everything around us is along with the cyber is along in the cyber world, and I think learning about things that we use in our day-to-day life is very important. And with the increasing usage of the social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or the Gmail, as you mentioned about the spam, and about a lot of things which we use every day, and I don't think so most of us are aware of the working behind of such technology. Thank you, ma'am, for such an innovative and an informative session. So moving on, if the participants have any questions, you can please post it in the chat box and our resource person will definitely answer it. And along with it, the feedback form link is also posted in the chat box, so kindly fill in that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to post it in the chat box. Once again, I repeat, if you have any questions, please post it in the chat box and our resource person will answer to it directly via your email. And the feedback form link for today's event is posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it. If that's all for today, then I would like to move on to the vote of thanks. So firstly, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice-Chancellor of this Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Professor Dr. SANTHOSH Kumar, for his constant support in enabling us to conduct these kind of awareness events. Thank you so much, sir. And I would also like to extend my hearty thanks to the Registrar in charge, Dr. RANJIT Abraham, who is also the head of the Department of the Cyber Law department for organizing this event. And I would also extend my hearty thanks to the dean, directors, assistant directors, and the HODs of various departments and courses. And also, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the faculty coordinators of the Cyber Jaagrookta Diwas 2022, Ms. C.R. Aishwarya ma'am, and also Ms.Radhuka ma'am for the endless efforts in organizing this event. And my special thanks to our resource person for today, Dr. VARALAKSHMI ma'am, for spending a valuable time with us and for enlightening us about the cybersecurity. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. And also, I would like to thank all the faculties of the university and the technical department for their ever supportive um, help in organizing these kind of events virtually. And my final thanks to all the dear participants for joining through us today. And finally, I would also like to thank the God Almighty for enabling us to conduct this event without any disturbances. Thank you, everyone. If you have filled in the feedback link, you may please leave the meeting.
Thank you, Anano. Thank you, Harini. Thank you,
Thank you,
Registrar sir. Thank you, Vice Chancellor sir. Thank you for all the support rendered by all the faculties of our university. Thank you, Anano. Thank you, BCLLB students and all other students of our university. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Once again, I repeat, kindly fill in the feedback form that is given in the chat box. If you have filled in the feedback link, you may please leave the meeting.
The first time in the way, the first time in my life.
டைம் எடுத்தாலும் கஷ்டப்படுத்துவாங்க. இல்லடா டெஸ்ட் தான் நம்மள கஷ்டப்படுத்தல முடியல அதனால இப்படியாவது கஷ்டப்படுத்தலாம் நினைக்கிறேன். அடி விடல சவுண்ட் கூட தானே கிடைச்சு அப்படியே. It hurts. Sorry if it hurts. போறோம் பரவாயில்லாம் பஞ்சாயத்து எடுத்துக்கிறதுனா அப்படிதான் படிக்கிறோம் செடி முக்கியம்ப்பா ஆனா